Welcome to Talk Maniac, where we dive into the untold stories and uncover the truths that others often keep hidden. Today, we're taking you behind the glossy exterior of one of the world's biggest tech giants, the mighty Samsung. We know it for its smartphones, TVs, and cutting-edge technology. But what about the darker side of the company? The corruption, unethical practices, labor exploitation, and environmental harm that have shaped its rise to power? Buckle up, because this isn't just the Samsung you see in ads. This is the story they don't want you to hear. Samsung's journey begins in the aftermath of the Korean War. South Korea was struggling to rebuild, and in this environment, a few powerful families emerged, backed by government support. Samsung, under its founder Lee Byung-chul, was one of those companies. But the path to success wasn't just paved with innovation, it was built on strategic alliances with the South Korean government. Through favorable policies, tax breaks, subsidies, and protection from foreign competition, Samsung rose to dominance. But this wasn't just business, it was a carefully orchestrated partnership between one of the world's most powerful corporations and the government itself. The power dynamics didn't end there. As Samsung grew, so did its influence. Lee Kuan-hee, the son of Samsung's founder, expanded the company's reach, but not without controversy. In the 1990s, Lee was at the center of a massive bribery scandal. Allegedly, Samsung executives funneled millions to politicians, including a former president, to secure favorable business deals. Despite being convicted on bribery charges, Lee Kuan-hee was pardoned not once, but twice, by the South Korean government. His son, Lee Jae-yong, continued this legacy, with multiple legal battles and accusations of bribery that further raised questions about Samsung's cozy relationship with power. In South Korea, questioning Samsung's actions often felt like questioning the foundation of the nation itself. Innovation is supposed to be the backbone of any tech giant, but for Samsung, it's a little more complicated. The company faced major legal challenges, most notably from Apple. Accused of copying Apple's designs and technology, Samsung found itself embroiled in one of the most high-profile patent wars in tech history. The accusations were serious. Apple claimed Samsung copied everything from the iPhone's design to its software features. And while Samsung denied these allegations, the lawsuits painted a picture of a company that, rather than innovating, was racing to replicate what Apple had already perfected. The legal battles not only shaped the competitive landscape but also put a spotlight on Samsung's business practices. Was it pushing the boundaries of tech, or simply trying to outpace its competitors by copying their success? But Samsung's rush to dominate the smartphone market didn't just result in lawsuits, it led to disaster. In 2016, the company released the Galaxy Note 7, touted as the next big thing in mobile technology. Instead, it became one of the most infamous product failures in history. The Note 7 was prone to exploding due to faulty batteries, and Samsung was forced into an embarrassing recall. The disaster cost Samsung billions and seriously damaged its reputation. But it wasn't just about faulty batteries, it highlighted a culture of corporate impatience. In their rush to beat Apple to market, Samsung prioritized speed over safety, and in the process, put countless consumers at risk. The cracks in Samsung's empire extend beyond its products and policies. The company has faced serious allegations of exploiting its workforce. Samsung's factories, particularly in developing countries, have been called out for their grueling working conditions, long hours, and low wages. Reports surfaced of employees working excessive overtime, sometimes without proper compensation, in dangerous environments. There have also been allegations of child labor and forced labor within Samsung's supply chain, raising questions about how much the company was willing to sacrifice for cheap production costs. Though Samsung has made some attempts to improve labor practices and address worker safety, the damage to its image remains. Workers' rights have been a glaring issue for the company, overshadowing its technological achievements. Samsung's dark side doesn't stop at labor, it extends to the environment. The company has faced accusations of improper waste disposal, contributing to pollution and environmental damage near its manufacturing plants. From hazardous waste to air and water pollution, Samsung's environmental footprint has been a topic of growing concern. In the race to mass-produce electronics and stay ahead of competitors, Samsung's environmental practices were often deemed reckless. The company has made strides to improve its sustainability efforts, but the legacy of environmental harm is hard to erase. When it comes to ethics, Samsung has struggled to meet global standards. Its supply chain has been linked to allegations of forced labor and child labor, particularly in the sourcing of materials like cobalt for batteries. While Samsung has pledged to improve conditions and address these issues, the company's past remains a stain on its reputation. Samsung's efforts to clean up its supply chain have faced criticism for being insufficient. Despite implementing audits and monitoring systems, the company still faces scrutiny for failing to enforce its own ethical guidelines, leaving many to question whether it's truly committed to ensuring fair labor practices throughout its supply chain. As Samsung continues to evolve, the question remains: can the company leave behind its dark past and emerge as a truly responsible corporate leader? Can they abandon their history of corruption, exploitation, and ethical lapses in favor of a brighter, more transparent future? Or are they too deeply entrenched in their ways to ever change? Samsung's future may be uncertain, but one thing is clear: the company must confront its past if it wants to remain a dominant force in the tech world. The question is, will they? What do you think? Can Samsung truly reform and leave behind its dark past? Or will it continue to operate in the shadows? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the untold stories of the world's most powerful companies.